A story of God brought to us by the evangelist Luke. Now, on the first day of the week, at early dawn, the women who had followed Jesus from Galilee came to the tomb, taking the spices that they had prepared. And they found the stone rolled away from the tomb. But when they went in, they did not find the body. And while they were perplexed about this, suddenly, two men in dazzling robes stood beside them. The women were terrified and bowed their faces to the ground. But the men said to them, "Why are you looking for the living among the dead? He is not here, but has risen. Remember how he told you, while he was still in Galilee, that the Son of Man must be handed over to sinners and be crucified, and on the third day rise again?" Then they remembered his words, and returning from the tomb, they told all this to the 11 and all who were with them. Now, it was Mary Magdalene, and Joanna, and Mary the mother of James, and the other women with them who told this to the apostles. But these words seemed to them an idle tale, and they did not believe them. But Peter got up, ran to the tomb. Stooping and looking in, he saw the linen cloths lying there by themselves. Then he went home, amazed at what had happened. Now, that same day, two of them were going to a village called Emmaus, about 7 miles from Jerusalem, and talking with one another about all these things that had happened. And while they were talking and discussing, Jesus himself came near and went with them. Their eyes were kept from recognizing him. Jesus said to them, "What is it that you're discussing with one another as you walk along?" They stood still, looking sad. Then one of them, whose name was Cleopas, said, "Are you the only stranger in Jerusalem who does not know the things that have taken place there in these days?" What things? The things about Jesus of Nazareth, who was a prophet mighty in word and deed before God and all the people, and how our chief priests and leaders handed him over to be condemned to death and crucified him. But we had hoped that he would be the one to redeem Israel. Yes, and besides all this, it is now 3 days since these things have happened. Moreover, some women of our company were at the tomb early this morning, and when they did not find his body there, they returned and said that they had indeed seen a vision of angels who said he was alive. Some of those who were with us went to the tomb and found it just as the women had said, but they did not see him. Jesus said to them, "Oh, how foolish you are, and slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have declared. Was it not necessary that the Messiah should suffer these things and then enter into his glory?" And then, beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he interpreted to them the things about himself in all the scriptures. Now, as they were approaching the town to which they were going, Jesus walked ahead as if he were going to go on. But they urged him strongly, saying, "Stay with us, for it is now nearly evening, and the day is almost over." So he went in to stay with them. While he was at table with them, he took bread, and blessed it, and broke it, and gave it to them. And their eyes were opened, and they recognized him. And he vanished out of their sight. They said to one another, weren't our hearts burning within us while he walked with us and talked with us on the road, while he opened the scriptures to us? That same hour they got up and returned to Jerusalem. And they found the 11 and their companions gathered together, and they were saying, the Lord is risen indeed and has appeared to Peter. Then they told what had happened on the road and how he had been made known to them in the breaking of the bread. While they were talking about these things, Jesus stood among them and said, peace be with you. But they were startled and terrified, thinking that they saw a ghost. Jesus said to them, why are you afraid? And why do doubts arise in your heart? Look at me and see that it is I myself. Touch me and see, for a ghost does not have flesh and bones as you see that I have. And when he had said this, he showed them his hands and his feet. While in their joy they were disbelieving and still wondering, Jesus said to them, do you have anything here to eat? And they gave him a piece of broiled fish, and he took it and ate it in their presence. Then he said to them, these are my words, which I told you while I was still with you, that everything written about me in the law of Moses, the prophets, and the Psalms must come true. Then he opened their minds to understand the scriptures. And he said to them, this is what is written, that the Messiah is to suffer and rise again from the dead on the third day, and that repentance and forgiveness of sins is to be preached in his name to all people, beginning from Jerusalem. And now, I am sending upon you what the Father promised. So stay in the city until you have been clothed with power from on high. You are witnesses of these things. You are witnesses of these things. Then he led them out as far as Bethany. And lifting up his hands, he blessed them. And as he blessed them, he withdrew from them and was carried into heaven. And they worshipped him and returned to the city with great joy and were continually in the temple praising God. A story of God for the people of God.